Welcome to Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm your host, James Coleman, where if you're here, you're open to the truth as it can be known, following in new ideas and actions, making for a better way of life. Today I'm going to tackle a particularly controversial topic, and that topic is God, right? Typically, I've been staying safe in my expressions, talking about general ideas, things more on the personal development and social equilibrium side of things. But I'm going to start to explore spirituality, and I'm quite sure that I may ruffle some feathers here. But, my point is to really make something new, to bring together people on a new basis, a basis that hasn't been exercised in the way that I think it should be exercised. Listen, and I'll give a little bit of my own history here, because I'm trying to create a new place. Well, I'm going to create, and I am creating a new place of inclusion, right? Where you come together based upon things, based upon the truth as it can be known, and based upon your experience and ability to grasp that truth, embody that truth, and live by that truth, okay? And the notion of God is important. The notion of God is important because we did not create ourselves. And regardless of any notions of, the word just bothers me in some way. The whole evolution thing and how people have just kind of made it something that it's not. And that's a whole other topic. I'm not getting into that today. We're talking about God. I'm really going to start off with the nature of God. Well, we'll talk about the nature of God and also talk about names of. We'll take those two prongs. The nature of God at the end of the day is a mystery, right? And I think to not start off with mystery is unfair, right? To make claims that you have some kind of special revelatory access to God that no one else has kind of doesn't seem to make sense to me. If God is, okay, so one thing that I've started to do now is equate reality to God, right? And it seems to make sense. We're not creating the sense data that comes into us. We may be processing it, but we are not creating it. Where does it come from? Well, I'm just going to call it God, right? It's reality. And whatever names one gives to it, that name is essentially attaching itself to a tradition, right? And I use the word God because it seems to be the most neutral of all the words that encompasses everything. You can call it higher power, you can call it the universe, and then there's tons of other names. But I'm just going to use, and the stream. The stream is one of the words that I was using a lot for a while to kind of distance, to get away from the God thing, because people often find God hard to deal with. And, they say, oh, when we think of God, they think of Christianity, or they'll think of Buddhism, even though there is no God in Buddhism. Or they'll think of Islam, and or they'll just say it's a personal God, and my personal, or the whole, I'm, spiritual, not religious, which is, okay, everybody's spiritual and everybody is religious. So I blow that whole kind of perspective out of the water as basically invalid and not really respecting the reality of the world you live in. You are a physical being and you are a spiritual being, okay? Religion essentially is religious decision is any decision that you make where you don't have all of the facts, all right? And we don't have all the facts for, you can't make a decision without your emotions, okay? Take away the part of you that is not emotional, and you can't make a decision, okay? So emotions are pointing to this realm of deity, of divinity, and I'm really going to start to get kind of bold about this piece, because it's important. Listen, you can do inner peace arts and not be spiritual at all. And as you hang out, and I'm not even talking about spirituality, you become spiritual because you recognize that there is something more. And it is actually that something more that brings us together. Because it's not me, right? And I think that's the difference here. I may be, calling myself a focal point for the expression of the ideas and the organization of the ideas, such that I create imaginations in you that you're able to access certain experiences that you weren't able to access before. That's fine. But it's not me, right? I didn't create this experience, this whole system at all. I'm a participant, just like you. And I'm finding my way around in this huge video game, right? Just like everybody else. So back to the notion of God. God is a very important piece to be considered. And how you name it, how you deal with that, is up to you. I think from a collective perspective, I haven't fully decided on the terms that should be used in inner peace arts context. God, the stream, reality, the universe, higher consciousness. I don't know. I don't think I have to know in order to move forward. I just know that I have to recognize that there is something out there that's above, beyond, inclusive of, inside all of us, that is a mystery and is the first cause, and itself is without cause as we know cause. And beyond that, what we say is tentative, right? But we do say something, and we will say something, and we do make commitments about God, and I guess we'll talk about those later. So I'm James Coleman. This has been Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. You can check me out on Facebook at Inner Peace Arts 1. You can check me out on my blog, innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. Yavarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Have a great day.